This time 10 years ago in Dublin, 400 people got together to take part in a walk in support of those bereaved through suicide. It was the Darkness into Light walk, and the idea was that over a distance of 5 kilometres or 3.1 miles, they would start walking in the dark and finish walking in daylight. Last year, 2018, 200,000 people in 16 countries across the world took part in that same walk. And I'm delighted to say, right here now, whether you call it this evening, tonight or this morning, in Portrush, at just approaching 10 minutes to 4, more than 1,000 people have gathered to take part in the Darkness into Light walk here on the Causeway coast.
Darkness to Light really is a walk, an anti-suicide walk. It's about people together in the local community coming together to take a stand against suicide and self-harm. And our hope and vision is that half of the money raised here will be going to Pieta House, which are recovery centres all over the south of Ireland. And our hope and vision here is that we'll bring one onto the north coast, and the other half of the funding that we raise on tonight will go to our local Samaritans, who are doing an amazing work, and they've partnered very well with us and with Community Rescue here helping us on the walk. We have 140 amazing volunteers, a great committee, and it's been just a wonderful journey.
Sean McCarry from Community Rescue Service. Big turnout of your supporters and volunteers for this event.
Absolutely, Dennis. This is one of 4 Darkness into Light walks we're doing, and Community Rescue Service are involved in this event. But Portrush is a really big event with over 1,000 people.
First time, of course. I'm sure it will not be the last, with more than 1,000 turning out. You're very important in this area. The work that you do is vital, and there's a real need for you to be here supporting, because these guys are supporting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a very much associated sort of sister thing that Pieta House does. And Pieta House is a wonderful organisation to look after people who are vulnerable and in need, and of course that's what we look for in most occasions.
Maurice Bradley, MLA, has also turned out this morning to do the walk for us. What does it mean to you to be down here taking part?
It's important to give support, especially to mental health issues, and as someone who has personally lost friends to suicide quite recently, it's very, very poignant for me here to be here and to show support.
Roger Glasgow, can you outline the route that the 1,000 plus people are going to take?
Yeah, so they're going to leave here, so at Town Hall they're going to head towards the Ramore Head. From there they'll go around the Ramore Head past Lansdowne Car Park right down to the Arcadian, so then head towards the West Stand Car Park, and then across the East Stand Car Park, and then back here to Town Hall.
And that's a 5k or 3.1 mile distance.
It is, yes.
How good is it for you to see so many people turning up? Listen, I think when Bruno Mars went on earlier at 4 a.m.
I know, it's incredible. Like, we have been blown away. I think over 200 people have registered in the last 36 hours, so people are right up to half one this morning. People are still contacting to see if they can be part of it. So it's incredible.
It's the first time we've had this in Portrush. Will it be the last?
No, this is the first of many for sure, 100%.
Delighted to say I've been joined by Claire Sugden, MLA, very well known in the area. Claire, what does it mean to you to be turning out this morning at this ungodly hour to do this walk?
I think it's a show of unity against self-harm and suicide, right across Northern Ireland. Every day we're hearing of reports where people are taking their own lives, and I think what today shows, and we only need to look behind you to see that actually we're there for people, and we need to help them through this really difficult time in their lives, and hopefully they can see the light, from the darkness, and I think it's really, really important. Delighted to see so many people here, it's wonderful.
We have had a brother at 10 years past there, now he took his own life, so we just thought this would be a nice thing to do, to come down and just connect with everybody else.
Just a quick check on the watch tells me it is just a shade past 5 o'clock. Behind the cameraman across to the east, There's a definite lightening in the sky, a glow of red even, and across behind me and across to the left hand side, still they come in their hundreds, making their way down from Remorehead and heading on across now towards the East Strand car park in Portrush. We're heading right now to the final, to the end of the whole walk, which is just outside Barry's and the town hall. But what an incredibly good turnout we've seen in Darkness into Light for its first event in Portrush.
Absolutely amazing to see the number of people who have turned out here. It's well over 1,000, and it is absolutely fantastic to have this support for such a worthy cause. As they were saying at the very beginning, every step that we take, we bring hope, and I think that's it's amazing to be part of that.
Why have you done this walk this morning?
I'm here really to show a bit of solidarity for people who are at risk or who are suffering from suicidal thoughts. I mean, if you look today, there's hundreds of people out here today, so it's really to show people that people do care. There's people out there who want to help you. There's organisations out there that can help you. We're here today for Peterhouse, Samaritans. I myself work with Lifeline. You know, these organisations are there anytime. Just lift and speak with someone.
Julie, do you think, does it help people who've been affected by suicide? Does it help to see so many coming out in support?
I think it does. I think, you know, people do care. People have got up this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's a cool day, you know, it's early, but people have made themselves get out of bed and they've got here, so I think, you know, it shows
There's a cup of coffee and a banana.
I know, that's where I'm going. I'm on my way.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
5:25 and it's pretty much full daylight for the 1,000 or more people who've taken part in the first Darkness into Light event in Portrush. It has been, I suppose, both a moving and yet a very rewarding experience, and I have no doubt that many of the hundreds of people still around me now will be back this time next year to complete another Darkness into Light here on the Causeway coast. I'm Dennis McNeil.